So, good morning to you. It's Julie here from Fruci Fit. Just thought I'd drop by just to catch up with you. We've just finished our morning sessions, both online and in person outside. So really good start to the day. I thought I'd drop by just to catch up with you in terms of our back to basics. I like to drop in every so often just to talk about what we're doing in terms of back to basics. So back to basics is our sessions where you can really check in with your form, see how you're doing, make sure that you're doing your form right, make sure you're not risking injury, but also it's an opportunity in the back to basics sessions that if you're at the start of your journey, or you've got mobility issues, or you're recovering from an injury, and let's face it, you know, we were having this conversation on the sessions this morning. None of us have got a crystal ball. Nobody knows what the future is going to hold, and so, you know, if you do suffer with an injury and you want to stay fit, you can do that. And so often we fall into that trap. Oh, I've been injured. You know, I was chatting to one of the ladies recently, and she's injured her leg. She's injured the lower part of her leg. And we were chatting, and I said to her, you know, you can just focus on your upper body strength. You don't have to exercise your legs at the moment while they're going in recovery. You can just focus on your upper body. And, you know, we all fall into that trap. I fell into it. I injured my rotator cuff last year, and I fell into the trap of, I can't do exercise because, hey, how can you do a push-up, for instance, if you've only got one arm? I haven't got the strength to do it one-armed on the floor. But actually what you could have done, or what I did do in the end, was actually do exercise on the wall, and I did push-ups on the wall with one arm. And do you know what? Actually, it was really surprising. That arm really gained that extra strength. And when I went back into recovery of getting this arm working back into the way it should do, actually exercising on the wall and just took that pressure off that arm, so that arm could go through that recovery process without overstraining it or impeding that rehabilitation. So body weight training is great for that, in that respect. So it doesn't matter where you are in your life, in your journey, in your health and fitness journey, you can still do exercise. So I'm just going to show you an example of that this morning. One of the exercises that you can do is a flutter kick. So a flutter kick is ordinarily done on the floor. The idea is it strengthens your core muscles. Why is that important? Well, our lower back is often at risk of injury. You know, we pick up the shopping, we lift grandchildren, children, we lift heavy boxes, and quite often if our core muscles are not strong enough, then it goes to our back, and that's often how you end up with lower back injuries. So strengthening up the core supports the back, ensures the back's nicely supported for everyday life. And the exercise itself is ordinarily done on the floor. So you're here on the floor and you're laying here, your hands are under your butt, because it's really important to tilt your pelvis back towards the floor to keep your back pushed into the floor for support. Your legs are out in front of you, and then you're lifting your legs, one up, one down, one up, one down. And for a lot of people that are at their start of their journey or recovering, that is actually a really tricky exercise. So one way you can do that is actually to do it on a chair. So if you grab a chair, it needs to be a solid chair. Don't want a rickety chair. Don't want one of these garden chairs that we fold up and collapse. Definitely not. So you want a nice firm chair. So you sit in that, make sure your back is straight, your shoulders are up, your chest is back. So you've got a nice straight back. You're engaging your core. So what does that mean? Well, basically you're sucking your stomach muscles in. You're really tensing those muscles. You then want to sit squarely on the chair, not to the one edge or the other, so nice and square. And then you bring your legs out in front of you. And then you can do that exercise nice and slowly, lifting those legs up in front of you. Now, If you're recovering from an injury or your strength in your core muscles are not good enough, that you're not able to do that at this stage, then you can break that down even further, and you could actually put one leg on the floor and just actually lift the other leg. Not quite a flutter kick, more of a leg raise, to be honest, but you're still doing that exercise. You're still strengthening your core muscles, you're working the tops of your legs, the quad muscles, and then after 30, 45 seconds, if you can manage it for a minute, that's great. Swap legs and then do the other one. But if you can manage to do the two legs, you need to just be bringing those up and down. Now, two things to remember when you're doing this exercise, two habits that you could easily slip into when you're doing it on the chair. One is to overcompensate for a core that's not strong enough, is to lean forward to help bring those muscles up, and you're actually lifting your leg off the chair like that instead of keeping the leg straight and just raising the entire leg. You want that nice and straight, all the muscles engaged. So that's one mistake that's easy to happen. So just watching that again, you don't want to get into the position where you're leaning forward and you're lifting your leg off the floor like that, because actually that's not engaging the muscles. The other mistake that's easy to slip into is to go to the casual stance where you're here and you're just flapping your legs around here. Why is this a mistake? Two reasons. One, your back is so not supported, and I know I've got a thickish jacket on today, so it's difficult to see, but if I pull that round, you know, there's no support there whatsoever. My spine's not working, my spine's not holding the weight of my body. I'm also not engaging my core muscles, they're completely relaxed, and I'm actually just flapping my legs around, you know, moving them about because they've got momentum. So they're two mistakes it's easy to slip into. So just to run through that again, everything's nice and straight, legs are straight, and you're just controlling it, lifting those legs up and down. Now, if you can only do 20 seconds of this, hey, 20 seconds is better than no seconds. So remember that. Doing is always the most important part. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight into our back to basics sessions. They're nice short sessions, breaking down form and then breaking down the exercises so that individuals can do them. So I'll leave you to your day. Have a good one, whatever you're doing. If you want to come and have a chat to us at any time, you're more than welcome to do so. We're always here, want to help people on their journey, no matter where they are. So I'm Julie from Fruci Fit. You have an awesome day and I'll see you soon. Cheers, bye.